Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around, one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fried Fogel again.
Samson come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Welcome to the LEO podcast. That terrible singing voice you heard is your host, me, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter at Bragley. That's Braggley. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter. That's at Brandon Dubich. That's Brandon spelled traditionally, Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. And face palming himself and constantly judging in the background is producer Seth. You can block him on Twitter. That's at Satah5, SETAH5. What's up, Brando?
First off, I had a nice little intro as well, but I'm furious at your intro.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Samson James wish he stayed. What a bum. He doesn't fit LEO culture. Like I got a whole like positive pod coming up here, and then you started like that, wanting a guy who jumps ship. You know who doesn't jump ship? Jack freaking Tuttle.
That's right.
He could have been like, guess what? I'm not starting. I'm out. But he didn't, and that's why I have a powerful final statement, all centered around our man, Jack Tuttle.
Well, everybody's super excited to hear it. So,
yeah. But anyway, my rather is the show must go on. The LEO podcast doesn't take bye weeks, and that's why we're the best podcast around.
That's right. So we just pump out content for all 6 of you guys to listen to. So we appreciate it. The opponent this week is ourselves. It's a bye week. Should be able to get out of this unscathed. We're going to go in 2-3 and hopefully come out 2-3 and get ready for Michigan State. So much like we talked about it last pod. I think after playing the number 3, 4, and 5 team to start your season, I think this is a nice time to have a bye week right about here. So, real quick, just to break down a little bit different than a normal pod. Obviously, we're not going to talk about any opponents. So we'll do any news. We've got a little bit of news, some press conference highlights, a little bit of those. Didn't listen to the radio show. I don't know if there was one today. I don't think so.
I didn't see anything on 247. So
yeah, I didn't see it. So
they cover it and it would have been on there.
Yeah. We will do our first third of the season, I guess. Bye week MVPs. So after 4 games,
I don't think we'll do the second 2/3 unless do we have another bye week?
No, I went back and looked.
I don't think we do either. We don't have 2.
No.
So we'll have a 1/3 MVP and then a final.
Yes. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then players, coaches to watch the rest of the season. Also offense, defense, no special. You don't have to do special teams on that. I mean, everybody's going to watch Chucky and Evans on special teams. So quick news. I don't know if you've heard or not, but Tim Baldwin has entered the portal and left the team. So a little bit different than kind of like what I referenced earlier with my song, little Samson James. He was in, out, in, out. Now he's out.
How are you and Chase doing with this? Like,
I'm okay.
You guys were leading the Timmy B bandwagon, and the bandwagon is officially
It's gone. It's unhitched. It's gone. Or
like,
flipped over.
What was it Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Who like flipped over? That is the Timmy B.
And then they spilled the ball when they flipped over. So based on the press conference today, expect David Holloman and Charlie Spiegel to step up and take some carries along with the other walk-ons, Childers and Irvin Poindexter.
Yeah,
the other one
I heard that. I read it in your outline.
Yeah.
Let's not act like we really have an RB2, right? Like every RB2 is situational.
Yeah.
It's if we're need a back for pass blocking, there's gonna be the walk-ons, or if Stephen Carr is tired. So let's not really act like an RB2 will be stat or situationally important.
Unless one of those freshmen like really goes nuts like in this next week or so. But do you expect David Ellis to move back now to running back, or just
he
stay where
obviously
he's at?
hasn't found a spot in the wide receiver room, and there's an obvious hole. So possibly, I think it's absolutely a thing that should be considered.
Yeah. Michael Penix, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, AC separation, week to week, no surgery needed. So he's rehabbing on that. So we won't know. They're not going to say anything.
Ben had this a few years ago, and it's not exactly an apples to apples comparison, but if it's a separated AC joint, which is what it seems like, Ben missed 6 to 8 weeks. So that means he's out for the season unless we bring him back for the bowl game. So I wouldn't anticipate to see Michael Penix under center again.
Yeah. So week to week, separated shoulder. They're going to keep it that way the rest of the season. If he's going to miss the rest of the season, they're not going to say that. So
no. They're going to make opposing teams plan for both.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, again, that's why they've been cagey about what the actual injury is. But everything that we've all read, it's at best a 4-week injury, but they're not going to rush this guy back. There's absolutely no reason to rush this guy back given the results that were on it. So,
yeah. Okay. On to the Monday press conference highlights. Speaking of quarterback, the guy taking over Tuttle time, King Tut, as Seth likes to call him. Quote from the coach: he's good enough to be a starter and well respected by his teammates. That's pretty obvious.
You saw, like, I loved all those videos that were happening in the end zone on the practice field. You saw those videos, right?
Yeah.
He was involved in almost all of them, right? And people were joking around with him. Like, he was one of the mainstays on a lot of the hype videos. Now that could just be he's a center of attention, like yours truly. But he seemed well respected. So
yeah,
whatever that means.
And McCauley increased snaps with the first team in practice, so that's pretty cool.
I think that's gamemanship, making people plan. I don't think McCauley sees.
He's exciting. That's exciting to see him. He looks the part, dude. He looks the part. You know, we love Dexter Williams. He looks better than Dexter Williams just in practice video. So, Coach Allen took a lot of the blame on offense, which is what we were asking him to do. I was kind of pushing the blame away from him. He's taken full on responsibility for that. And this quote was good. That the team needs to evaluate the offense in the areas he wants to focus on is on the run game, the play at the quarterback position, and red zone issues. So stab at offensive line, stab at Michael Penix, stab at Nick Sheridan, all while taking full on blame for
what did I sit here and say? Like, I wanted to see Tom Allen hold these people accountable. Freaking huge check mark. Like, it wasn't exactly calling them out, but he did about as much as you can without being that outwardly blunt. So, I wanted to see that, and it made me smile like the Grinch on Christmas.
Okay, let me think here. On a positive note, he said all injured or banged up guys on defense will be back for homecoming, barring anything, touch wood, not again, whatever.
Coaches and gamemanship, but it was optimistic and positive. Brandon is drinking up all that positivity.
Thank you very much. Don't do that stuff. All right, let's get into the MVPs. Do you have anything else from press conference? Did you read anything or listen or anything? No. Okay. MVPs after 5 games. Why did I put 4 games? 5 games. 5 games. I forgot we played last week. Only half the team played last week. Here I go, being the negative guy. On offense, who do you have?
For me, because you didn't put my outline up until late, I actually wanted to get a little bit of a head start. So I saw yours, which were identical to mine. So I went a little different. I went and took the word valuable. Very, very important.
As opposed to taking the word most or player. So,
well, I mean, again, MVP sometimes is someone with the best stats. Like, it's not always the most valuable, right?
Yeah.
It's It means different things to different people.
Yeah, like Tom Brady.
Exactly, like Tom Brady wins it, yet he's like the 15th best quarterback in the league. But anyway, getting away from it.
That's right.
I have Stephen Carr as my most valuable. Could you imagine if we didn't have him? Like, could you imagine if Samson James or like Baldwin, or we were just trotting out freaking
freshmen,
walk-ons or freshmen? Like, his stats aren't going to pop out to you. 3.8 yards a carry, a couple touchdowns, but the value he brings, like, teams have to game plan for him because the talent is there. You can't ignore him in the backfield, which I think makes him valuable, especially now that there really isn't an RB2 and he is the guy. So I'm not just taking it, I'm taking it the first 5 games into the equation, but I'm also figuring how valuable he's going to be the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yep. And now the depth behind him is very questionable. So we need him to continue to.
What would Tomlin say? Next man up.
Yes.
Next man up has to make a splash play.
Splash. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna take my boy here, Peyton Hendershot. Through 5 games, he has 21 catches, 274 yards, and 1 touchdown. Buckle up. 4.2 receptions per game, career high. 13 yards per catch, career high. 54.8 yards per game, career high. Some may say he's having a career season. So
he is the MVP, by the way.
He is.
I agree.
Yeah. They probably would have been the MVP, and I'm just going to give him a quick shout out because it's your boy, DJ Matthews. Can't wait for him to come back. He was having career highs in yards per catch and yards per rush before this. 4 punt returns, 1 touchdown. I mean, you've got all that stuff. So 2 carries, 28 yards and a touchdown, 13 catches, 165. So most of that coming against what some would consider probably the second or third best overall defense in the country. So there you go. Defense.
I have another one.
You got another one on offense. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. You gave 2, so I'm giving 2.
Go ahead. Get it.
And this is more locker room culture, setting a precedent. And I already said it once, but I'm going to say it again. Jack Tuttle could have left. It's the world of the transfer culture, right? Like you're going to just look at Tim Baldwin, look at Samson. You can transfer at a second. You know how valuable it is to be able to go from quarterback 1 to quarterback 2 and seemingly not have a drop off, or in this case, maybe improved play. Seth said it. I don't know if it was last Wednesday or which pod it was, but the most popular guy in town is the second string quarterback. Well, that's the case. And it's even more the case when you have a guy as talented as Jack Tuttle. So no, he's not an MVP on the field, but again, seeing somebody like that in the locker room who stuck around and is getting that chance, I think doesn't get slept on by people within that locker room and outside of that locker room. So I just wanted to go and make that point that he's my MVP off the field.
Seth?
I had a tie between Stephen Carr and Peyton Hendershot.
Wow. You guys giving love to Stephen Carr. It makes me really happy.
He's a workhorse running back. He's the guy who can make people miss in a phone booth with quickness or power.
Well, you would think that he's the worst running back we've ever had.
If he has that Iowa line, he's probably averaging 6 yards a carry.
Or anybody else.
Bing, 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 bing.
You would think he's the worst running back we've ever had if you visit the old message boards. But I am now boycotting those along with the basketball board. So this is really fun for me to do my own research and have my own opinions without reading anybody else's.
Again, we love Peegs. We love Matt Weaver. I don't remember. I haven't been on the Peegs boards. Like I check out like the inside the locker room on Fridays. And then I check the basketball chat Monday night. Like I used to check the like when we were getting all those recruits, I was checking Peegs football like every day. You're right, man. The basketball message board culture has moved its way over to football, and it's
toxic.
And they're doing everything they can on that. Twitter's no different. We're a part of a ton of Facebook groups. The Facebook groups are so it isn't just them or that site. It's literally everywhere. It's Sad.
Yeah. What's not sad is our defense. Who do you have MVP on defense? Pretty obvious.
Man.
There's two really obvious ones. There's one super obvious.
Yeah, and you took both, so I'm gonna go a little bit off, a little different here.
Well, I write down two just in case you take one of mine, just so you know. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead.
I'll let you have both. I'll let you have both. You
Good.
filled out your outline before me, so I'm taking two different ones. I have Cam Jones because he has absolutely looked like the player that I didn't expect, but he absolutely fits that role. He is huge. He's all over the place. He ties the team with tackles, and he looks like a bona fide stud. Especially, when the rotations that we do, he's very important and has just been absolutely amazing this year.
Yeah, Cam Jones has been awesome.
Can I just get my minor one out of the way?
Ahead.
And
go
then
ahead.
we can talk about your two actual MVPs.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is along the same lines as Stephen Carr, right? Imagine if we didn't have him. The defensive line, interior defensive line, like you corrected me on a few podcasts ago, has been abysmal again this year. But could you imagine if we didn't have Weston Kramer? Like if we didn't have him to produce anything in that middle, he's had a forced fumble, he's clogged up running lanes, he's pushed some centers back. Like he is the only one noticeable within that position group. And if we didn't have him, how many more yards are out on that field that our defense is giving up?
Right.
So he's valuable within that position group, as in we don't have anyone else. So in my mind, again, I wish Seth was keeping count. This is probably the 27th time I've said valuable. He's valuable within that room because, again, it's bare bones.
Yeah. Yes. So I was just going back to look through what episode that was. Often defensive line would have been. I don't know what episode that was, but we did a defensive line.
Pretty sure it was
breakdown.
Western Kentucky. It was the Sunday episode of Western Kentucky.
Oh no, I'm talking about when we previewed the defensive line.
Oh.
I cannot find it, but either way, we previewed
so
it.
High on
Spring series. It's in here.
CO. We were so high on DMAC. Again, he was noticeable in the past game or two. But Weston Kramer was making plays at Iowa. He was making plays in Cincinnati. I mean, he's been consistent all 5 games, and he was a guy we barely talked about.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Episode 24. I think we were like, yeah, we got this Weston Kramer guy there for depth. Like, no big deal. And then here he is, just starting and like killing it. So, I'll stay with the transfer side of that. My second MVP on defense is Ryder Anderson. So, through 5 games, he is our leader in tackles on the team with 29 tackles, leader in sacks, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 6.5 tackles for loss. His 3 sacks for this season, 5 games in, career high. So I think he was vastly underused at Ole Miss. He's a player. He's really good. So hopefully he can play himself into.
So this is not negative at all.
Okay.
This is a fact, and a fact that I think that we can use going forward. I think this is a great recruiting tool in the world of the transfer portal. Who have we talked about being MVPs? We've talked about Stephen Carr, transfer. DJ Matthews, transfer. Ryder Anderson, transfer. Weston Kramer, transfer.
Yep.
And neither one of us are going to talk about Handy, and I don't think I can imagine our defensive line without Handy.
I think if you listen to this podcast, you know that I love me some Stone Handy.
I'm not saying that's a negative that we have all these MVPs or impact players from transfers. Yeah. I mean, look what again, this a little bit of apples and oranges, but that's how Texas Tech went to a basketball national championship. Yeah. Like you can build a championship quality team from transfers.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want it to be a negative and talk about recruiting or development. All I'm saying is if I was a recruiting coordinator, I would be like, look, we can be transfer you. Come here, get playing time, get tape to get to the league. Like, yeah. I think that is a huge thing that I would be screaming at the top of my lungs if I was in that recruiting room for IU.
The only problem you could run into, I guess, would be actual recruiting of high school players. So, next year I would expect McCullough probably thinks he's playing, right? Maybe not starting, but playing. But if you recruit transfers over the top of him with the expectation of them to play, I mean, it gets a little weird whenever you go through all that kind of stuff. But the obvious MVP, my boy, Mr. Two-Star, Micah McFadden. 4.5 games played. I made that a very clear thing. He started 5 games. He only played 4.5. 27 tackles. Would have been the leader on the team with tackles. He has 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 6.5 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hurries, and a pass defended. He is on track to have career highs in everything I just listed. The dude is an absolute monster. He had 8 tackles in the first. I told you he was going to come out with his hair on fire against Western Kentucky after being ejected. First quarter, 8 tackles. 2 tackles for loss, I'm pretty sure. So, really the only super standout player on that defense during that game. So he's just incredible. He's incredible. He's playing himself into linebacker of the year.
I mean, again, everyone knows I'm dramatic. Everyone knows I'm hyperbolic. Micah McFadden will go down as my favorite IU defensive player of all time.
Nice. Yeah, it was, trying to think who mine would be, like Tracy Porter, Greg Middleton, Jordan Crawford, Jonathan Crawford.
You loved T. Gray for a while.
T. Gray. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Tracy Porter broke my heart. 2010.
Yeah, I saw you had McFadden. I was like, God damn
it. Special teams, these should be obvious, right? Your boy.
Yeah.
Chucky Campbell, 5 games.
You know that meme where it's like the 2 astronauts with like the gun, like it always was. It was always Chucky.
Yeah.
Same as it's always been.
7 of 8 field goals. The poor kid had 1 blocked last week. Would have made it. 12 of 12 on extra points with a long of 49 on the season. Career long is 53. Found that out today. I forgot about that. And then the other one I have listed is James Evans. I mean, outside of his first 2 punts at Iowa, he's been really good.
He had a bad one at Penn State. He had that 20-some plus yard shanker at Penn
nobody
State.
Played well at Penn State outside of the defense.
I had DJ Matthews. He came in and that's all me and Seth were talking about. Like, hey, if we could get up, a couple field flippers, 1 touchdown, he does that in his 3rd game ever.
Well, what's funny with him? I wanted to put him down.
He got hurt on it and it sucks, but that's so freak.
So he has 4 punt returns. He has 83, I want to say, punt return yards. He has 4 punt return catches, 1 return for a touchdown for 81 yards, 2 fair catches, and then the one that he got hurt on. So, yes, no, he still scored points. So it's still good enough. Okay, cool. Real quick, before we get into the next section, which is IU players to watch, but it's IU players to watch the rest of the season as opposed to in the next game, we will do a super quick word from our sponsor, which is Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their sick gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. And as a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code, you already know it, LEO10, that's LEO10 at checkout. Now, back to the show. One more section. Hang on, boys and girls, before we get to Brando's Randos. Okay. IU players to watch. Brandon, who are you watching the rest of the season on offense? Let's just do 1 per on this.
All right. I'm going to go 2 anyway, but they go hand in hand.
Okay.
I'm thinking the 2 obvious ones. I mean, if Jack Tuttle's our quarterback, we beat Cincinnati. And how is the narrative changed? How is the narrative changed if we're 3-2 and our 2 road losses come against 2 teams in the top 5? People aren't freaking out, right? So that's what I'm watching. I'm like, you go as your quarterback goes. I know that as a Steeler fan. You've known that as some of the bad Colts years. And even though Wentz has 1 good game, you go as your quarterback goes. And all eyes is on King Tut. I like that way better than Tuttle time. And And you know who's going to help him along the way? The MVP of the offense, Peyton Hendershot, who is a tight end, is a quarterback's best friend. So I'm watching that, and I'm watching them both just absolutely tear it up over the next 2/3 of the season.
Yeah. I'm going to take his other two weapons on the outside, two guys that have been with the team now for 4 years. Two guys that everybody that listens to the podcast know that I love. I'm going to go Jack Boy, Jacoby Hewitt, and Miles Marshall. So Miles Marshall on one hand, very good hands. Don't really see any drops happening there. Really good route runner. And then as far as Jacoby goes, Jack Boy, great hands as well. And that dude is quick out of his break. So you want to talk about your slants, you want to talk about everything else, and he's not afraid to go over the middle. So he's just got to get his helmet figured out. just keep his helmet on. Every time he makes a catch, he's got to come off for a play because his helmet pops off. So perfect example, go back and watch Penn State game from last year on the final drive. I think he made two catches on that drive, maybe one, I think 2 catches. And after both catches, he had to get off the field because his helmet just fell off. So get your helmet fixed, Jack Boy. All right, on defense, who do you got?
So we've had the Ryder Anderson breakout game. We've had Raheem Lane jump onto the scene. I'm ready for the Handy breakout game. I'm ready for maybe a sack or 2, maybe a big forced fumble. I'm ready for Handy to, while he has done his job and he's done it very, very well, I want like the breakout, like potentially defensive Big Ten player of the week type game. And I think he has it in him, and no better than this one coming up against Michigan State. He's about 3 times the size of Peyton Thorne. So.
Okay, that's great. That's really good. So he has to. So the problem with that would be we have to stop the run for him to get on the field. We haven't shown a lot of that capability, and especially against Michigan State. I'm assuming we'll be prepped for that with 2 weeks of prep. So I totally agree. I'm a huge fan of his. I will go with Reese Taylor. So he looks good, man. He just looks outside of he had one tough game. Was that not the Cincinnati? Was it Cincinnati? He had a tough game, maybe. He just looks explosive. Breaks on the ball, sure tackler in the secondary. He's great in space. We've seen him in space. Great tackler one-on-one. And he's on pace to break career highs in all categories except for passes defended right now. So I can't multiply 0. Well, I can. It just gives you 0 again. So Seth, do you have anything to add on this before we get into Brando's Randos? Actually, you know what? Before I do this,
real quick, I do want to add one more. Another
ahead.
player I'm going to be watching because we saw it with Michael Penix. Anything can happen. So I'm just going to enjoy Micah McFadden. I don't know if he's on pace to break any records or what's going on there. But I'm just going to be watching. Like, he is what I'm going to be watching every time he takes a snap.
Yeah,
there as
he's
well.
Great. So let me go back and hit something real quick. Ben Roethlisberger's current QBR, is that right? Yeah, QBR
Yes.
is 78.9. Carson Wentz 92.1. So we will move on from there. Brando's Randos, go ahead.
All right, so let's play a little game. This podcast is already getting a little longer than I thought, but I want to play the game anyway. Let's pick a top 25 team and give them IU schedule and see what their record is.
Okay, well, tell me Michigan. Okay, how about Michigan State, our next opponent?
Michigan. What is Michigan State's record?
So they beat Western Kentucky, so that's a W. They would beat Idaho. Okay. Would they go into? No, you're holding it the wrong way, right? Okay, 2-3. Seth says 2-3. There's no way that they go into Happy Valley and win at night.
Nope.
There's no way that they lose to Cincinnati or beat Cincinnati. I'm sorry. And there's no way that in the very first game of the season they go into Iowa and win that game. There's just no way.
Yep.
I also don't think
you're
going to
get my
24
theme
points against Cincinnati.
This is going to go pretty quickly, but this is my point. Undefeated Michigan State, right?
Yeah.
Ranked 11th.
Yep.
Let's talk about the leader of the ACC right now. Wake Forest, 5-0 Wake Forest. What is Wake Forest's record if they're IU schedule?
Do they? I mean, you have to say 2 and 3 just because it's tough to pick Western Kentucky to beat really anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why don't you take Coastal Carolina? Does Coastal Carolina beat Western Kentucky at Western Kentucky at night?
It's a heck of a lot closer.
That's what I mean. So maybe they're 1 and 4.
So those are my two obvious ones. But here's another one that I talk about that is going to be on everyone's college game day, and everyone is talking about college football playoff.
One more real quick. One more.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Can Notre Dame go into Iowa and win?
No, they're 2 and 3. That's my whole point. Do you like positive, Brandon? Like, this is my thing. Everyone is hating on IU for being 2 or 3. It's a ruined season. We failed expectations.
Yeah. It's the way
look at all these, like, everyone is talking about Kenny Pickett for Heisman. Wake Forest is going to win the ACC for the first time in forever. Coastal Carolina should be a playoff team. Put them in IU's shoes. That was kind of my whole point of this rando. But I got one more team.
Okay.
And I think this is a generally an interesting one. A team that I don't think have been overly impressive. What would Oklahoma be if they played IU's schedule? Are they undefeated?
I want to see Oklahoma at Iowa so bad. 3 and 2. Seth says 3 and 2.
They're not undefeated. No. I mean, they're 4 and 1 at best.
That's a night game at Penn State going in there with that quarterback. I don't know about that. And then,
but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Oklahoma, who is everyone is penciling in as that 4th team right now.
Yeah, well, they're always just there hanging around.
That's what I want our listeners, and that's what really, after Sunday, I said, all right, Brandon, you said you're going to be positive. How are you going to do it? And this is the game I played, and I've slept like a baby.
I like it. Yep. Hey, here's a real quick rando that I've been thinking about for a while. Say Iowa beats Penn State. Finishes the season undefeated, wins the Big Ten. Say Georgia beats Alabama in the SEC final. Is Georgia, Iowa, is that 6-3 LSU, Alabama again? Like the greatest game ever played 2.0? Because Georgia, if they have JT Daniels back, then maybe they'll be better. But Stetson, whatever the hell his name is, Stetson's something not bad. 17-7, Seth says. You think Georgia gets 17 on him? Gotcha.
A lot of points.
A lot of
Which is insane because it's not a lot of points.
No. Okay, keep going.
All right. So, as we mentioned, this podcast doesn't have bye weeks, but we do. So, my question to you guys is, what is your football consumption during bye weeks, whether that is pro or college? You take the week off because, like me, I do. Like, I eat, breathe, sleep my football teams. I do kind of like watch less during my team's bye weeks.
So Saturday, I will watch select games. I'm looking at the Big Ten schedule, which we will hit. Like, I will watch that Penn State Iowa game.
Like, I haven't done yard work in like 4 or 5 weeks. Like, Saturday, I'm doing nothing but doing stuff that it just has, because again, my weekends have been so football consumed that, like, I doubt it. I mean, it's if you look at the slate, there's some really good games.
Yeah.
So I may, between coming in and grabbing a beer, I may watch a couple, but I won't be watching this much, gentlemen. Yeah.
Who's Wake got? I'd like to see Wake Forest lose.
Is that the team? Should we just say right now that's the team we're going to root against the rest of them?
Yeah, because they're a joke. They're a joke.
Number 1 in the ACC, Mike.
The ACC is a joke. We know this. We've talked about this before. I think they're off this week, of course.
The only undefeated team.
Notre Dame, Virginia Tech in Virginia Tech will be a good one.
Blacksburg's tough to win.
Trying to think. Alabama, Texas A&M, 18-point spread there. Yeah, Texas A&M. I don't know. It's a fat spread. Will you watch Michigan at Nebraska at night?
No.
Yeah, Seth says yes. I'm definitely going to watch that Iowa Penn State game. I'm alone with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, that's 4 o'clock. So, if I start yard work around 9 or 10, that gives me 5 or 6 hours in the yard.
Oh, Wake Forest at Syracuse. They're in the Dome at 3:30. So they're going to be 6-0. 5.5 point.
Me to watch that.
No, I'm not watching it. No. I'll keep tabs on it on that.
I'll definitely watch Penn State, Iowa. You're right. I'll watch it.
Okay. Anything else in the randos?
Yes, one more. Matt Corral, currently number
Corral.
2 in Heisman voting.
Oh my
You know,
God.
again, didn't play awful against Alabama. I didn't watch any of it, but I looked at the stats. Do we like Matt Corral as a potential Colt or Steeler?
No, he's not. We don't need a quarterback. We're fine as long as ours stays healthy at some point. If we can just, we have to draft a million offensive linemen.
That's the
Get your
dumbest thing
face
you've
out
ever
of the
said.
thing,
It's the
dude. You
dumbest
guys
thing.
know. You guys don't watch
I'm
him the way I
on
watch him.
the
I
OK
love
Corral
Carson Wentz.
slinging in Heinz Field. Just I'm on the Matt Corral bandwagon. I'm positive Brandon is, hey, we lost to a great quarterback in that bowl.
There you go. There you
And he's gonna look good in black and gold.
I think it's the first time you've actually referred to him as Matt Corral as
Well,
opposed to Golden Corral.
That's all I
that's
got,
cool.
man.
All right, let's reach into producer Seth Sack and grab a couple questions, or maybe one because he's disappointed us before. So, what do you got?
Yeah, Brandon stole my coping strategy for bye weeks.
So I'm purging the NFL. I always purge the NFL. What the Colts play at 1, probably. No, Colts are Monday night.
Yeah.
Red zone all freaking day on Sunday. Heck
All right,
dude.
let's talk coach speak. You guys were joking about it early on. We all hate them, but we all use them anyways. What's the biggest coach speak cringe?
Oh, got to keep our nose to the grindstone. Keep the blinders on. Just anything that comes out of Chuck Pagano's mouth was pretty cringeworthy for me. What do you have?
Grinding.
Keep grinding.
That was the one that always got to me. My other two are like, who's your nation? Like anytime you add nation to anything,
yeah.
Or who's your Colt Strong? Like
Colt Strong. Oh,
nation or strong to anything drives me.
I did
nuts.
have a Chuck.
Yeah,
Strong
I mean,
bracelet.
Steeler Nation, everyone says it and it's bad. But again, so Mike Tomlin has more Tomlinisms. One that I especially hate is we're never going to evaluate football in shorts. It's a really bad one. Another one that he says is we're going to play at a varsity level. For some reason, that's a good thing. Like today, we didn't play at a varsity level. Today was junior varsity. Just horrible. And then I don't actually think he knows what the word obviously means because he uses it every 3 words. Like I know Michael sends me the Lebitard show Splash. He says obviously twice as much as he says splash. If you didn't know, I'm not a Tomlin fan. For everyone's.
It's so good. Okay, that's it. We've emptied your sack or no?
Nope,
no.
I have a backup. Always have a backup. If Cincy is going to win out, it'd be a 13-0. Do they beat out an 12-1 Ohio State team?
No.
For a playoff bid?
No. Not a chance. IU's not good. Notre Dame's not good. Neither team will be ranked at the end of the year, so those wins won't matter.
Oh, Notre Dame will be ranked. They'll have 5 losses and be ranked. No, I don't think so. And I think you see that, like,
and I think that's what propels
upset.
Because I want it, right? Yeah. And they're not going to get in, and that will propel the 18 playoff into happening, right? Especially if Coastal Carolina wins out too. Like, I don't think either one of those teams get in. And now that
has no chance.
And now that Oregon's lost, a Pac-12 team is out. So I think it's going to be both SEC teams and Oklahoma. So 3 are locked in. There's if Penn State or Iowa run the table, they're in. Right? So that's the 4th team.
Yep.
If Ohio State runs the rest of the table, they're in. Cincinnati will have to. Cincinnati will need Iowa, Penn State, and Ohio State to all lose 1 apiece, obviously.
Or Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I think that Big 12 is so freaking bad.
I think Oklahoma loses 1, and I think they both get in.
Okay. Let me see what the odds are to win the Big Ten right now. Conference winner. This is courtesy of DraftKings. The Big Ten.
IU at 10,000 to 1. I did look that up.
Yeah, we are at 10,001. We are still higher than Purdue, who are at 15,000 to 1. So another W, and they will still say we suck during their kickoff. Ohio State minus 120. Iowa plus 380. Penn State plus 500. Go hammer plus 380 and plus 500 right now, because you'll win some sort of money just depending on what happens on Saturday, because I was going to win the West. There's no chance anybody else sneaks up on them. Wisconsin's bad. Minnesota
Penn State at plus 500. Juicy.
It is juicy, but do they go to Ohio State? Do we know?
And do you have Oklahoma and Cincinnati on there?
To win the comp. Oh, here, I'll go to national championship if you want, or to make playoffs. Here we go. Ohio State is plus 150. Oklahoma minus 105.
So yeah, even Michigan, Vegas thinks Oklahoma gets in. They have Oklahoma at negative.
Plus 360. Michigan. Iowa's at plus 340. Alabama. What? To make the playoffs, Alabama's at plus 500.
They flip it. It's no. It's the only one that has no.
Oh, sorry. So that is flipped. You're right. Cincinnati's at plus 210. Georgia minus 800. Yeah, so that's really about it. Clemson still hanging around at plus 750. That's weird. So, all right. And Ohio State plays at home against Penn State. That is the game. Oh, ooh. Uh-oh. What is it? Trap game. Ohio State comes to Bloomington, and then they have to play Penn State at home next week. There you go.
Could have thought this was a Penn State trap game too.
Well, you made me say it. So, okay, let's do this. Big Ten predictions real quick. These are against the spread.
Yep.
Okay. Seth starts. Maryland at number 7, Ohio State. Ohio State favorite by 21. Who you got?
Ohio Moneystein University.
Okay. Michigan State minus 6 at Rutgers.
Sparty.
Wisconsin giving 10 points. This is big at Illinois.
Bucky.
Wow. Remember what happened last time they went there. Just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State at Iowa giving 1.5.
What is it? Herbie?
Herbie Hawkeye? Yeah.
Herbie Hawkeye?
Herbie up. Or I don't know. They don't say that.
I have no idea. Hockey Hawkeye?
It's Herbie Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And number 9, Michigan giving 3.5 at Nebraska. Tricky game. Night game. You're on mute.
Michigan.
Oh. You're just like
I didn't want to
nodding your head. All right, Brandon, same games. Maryland at Ohio State, minus 21.
Maryland just lost to Iowa by 37.
I've already written it down.
You don't think Ohio State's going to cover by 21 points? That might be my lock of the week. That is a horrible line.
Yeah.
Like, I may tease that up to 27.5.
That's a good idea.
I do. By the way, plug in my other show. I hold a gambling podcast Saturday mornings. And college football is like the only thing I'm betting well in.
Well,
for Michigan State, Rutgers is 4-1 against the spread. All these dudes do is cover. The only time Rutgers hasn't covered is they lost by a hook. So I'm teasing this down to 5.5, not 6. So I am taking Rutgers at 5.5.
Okay.
Plus 5.5.
Okay.
Moving to Wisconsin, double-digit points against a team that can't score on the road is insane. 10 is a ton of points.
Yeah, and Illinois' defense is decent.
Regardless, so give me Illinois as a home favorite by double digits. I'll have this for my gambling show. I don't have it right now, but I'm sure the stat of a conference game at home with a double digit, I bet that team probably covers 60% of the time.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going Illinois. Iowa Penn State game. There's a reason why it's 1.5. This game is crazy close. I don't think Goodson and Petrus are as good as they are. And I think Penn State's defense is better than we thought. So, and 1.5 is essentially a pick 'em. So I'm taking Penn State money line probably is what I would take on that game. The 1.5 is really, really tough.
It's nothing.
But regardless, I'm taking Penn State. And Nebraska sucks. Cade McNamara has actually looks better than I thought he would look like. They haven't went to the freshman yet. I can't believe a guy with the name of Cade is any good at anything, but apparently he is. So give me Michigan.
I'll go real quick. Ohio State, Michigan State, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan.
We're all different. I will be pumped to review this on Sunday because I think I clean house with you guys on these picks.
I think Iowa's defense is better than Penn State's defense. That's it. I think it's very low scoring. I think total. I think you maybe see
over
2
under.
touchdowns.
I saw 42 maybe.
42 is way high. That's real high.
The Pittsburgh Broncos game's 38.5, which is hilarious. 41 is the Penn State Iowa game.
That's high. That seems really high for those two defenses and those two quarterbacks. So, okay. Final statements. I don't have one, guys, believe it or not, but I'll let Brandon hit one.
Positive Brandon, everybody. Positive Brandon. 2019. You were 3-2. Started off 0-2 in conference, got clobbered. Finished the season 8-4, finished the season 8-5. Ramsey came in mid-season. It was a dream season that led us to Jacksonville. I think we're going to have another dream season with Jack Tuttle coming back together. I have us going again 7-5 in the regular season, but then we're winning our bowl game. So we're going to have another 8-5 season led by another backup quarterback. And this season is just, again, another list of all the miracle seasons that Tom Allen puts together. This is the only bye week. So this is, again, all of us were claiming 9-3, 10-2. I still think a 7-5 regular season, given we've all seen the tweets of hardest schedules. I think 7-5 will be an absolute exceed expectations based on hindsight. And again, really, really happy and confident in Jack Tuttle and Tom Allen for the rest of the year.
I like it. I like that a lot. I will reiterate this. 2-3 with losses to at number 3, at number 4, and home against number 5.
Seth, can we tweet out my question? I know we don't have that many Twitter followers, but can we put out which team in the top 25 doesn't go 2-3 with IU schedule?
Well, Georgia probably wins most of them. Alabama probably wins most of them. But outside of those two, if you're not Georgia or Alabama, who else in the top 25? Yeah.
Because I've been thinking, but again, people need to step back and realize that literally 120 teams in college football are going 2-3 with that schedule at best. So, all
right, cool. Anything else, Seth, before I wrap her up? Nope. Okay, be sure to check out the pod on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/podcastleo, and on Twitter @podcastleo. Be sure to download, follow, rate, and review on all of our platforms. And we will talk to you after this weekend slate. We will do a Big Ten wrap-up, maybe a college football wrap-up if there's any other crazy stuff. And then we will start to transition into previewing the Michigan State homecoming game. Until then, we'll talk to you guys, and we love you. Elio.
Elio.
He said it. Kind of like chopped up, but he said it.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right, great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio.